everyone, my name is Dalya and I'm a college senior and I'll be graduating in a few months. And I wanted to make this video to reflect on my last 4 years and share advice and lessons that I've learned along the way. Maybe we can exchange laughs here and there over the mistakes that I've made, and yeah. I'm actually going to be starting med school this summer, and it's always a really good opportunity for me to look back and think of all the lessons and advice that I took that really helped me get in. I think this advice is really helpful for anyone in their 20s as well. Navigating our 20s is never easy. There's no rule book to navigate this time that's basically a foundation of our lives. I want to preface this video and say that I actually received a lot of advice from the book, The Defining Decade. It's really interesting, and it just tells you about how we can maximize our 20s because it's the foundation of our future, and how we can make right decisions and, stay on the right path. So I titled this video, What is Holding You Back? Because I think that in order for us to reach our destination, in order for us to achieve our goals, we really have to stop holding ourselves back. And the way we hold ourselves back typically are these dead weight mentalities. So a dead weight mentality is a mindset that is unproductive and backwards, and it's actually harmful in the long run. So the first dead weight mentality that I had to let go of was the fear of embarrassing myself. I had to let go of the fear of making mistakes because everyone makes mistakes. It's how we learn. And I learned this piece of advice the best actually when I was in high school, and I started competing in speech team. It's actually very hard to, do public speaking and performance and acting, and it requires you to embarrass yourself multiple times and make mistakes so that you can go back and make revisions, and then you have your final draft so that you're able to perform that piece to the best of your abilities, right? It requires so much patience, and in order for me to really be successful in speech team, I had to be comfortable with making mistakes. I had to be comfortable with being wrong. I think it's really important that we celebrate our losses because we learn more from our losses than our wins, If I look back actually and I think of all the times that I got rejected, all the times that I lost, all the times that I was really, really hoping for something to happen and it didn't, I should have celebrated those moments where I didn't get what I wanted because I learned the most from them. And they, helped me open opportunities that I have today, which I'm very grateful for. If I could go back and tell my younger self, I would say be patient, and anytime a door closes, 10 more will always open after. It's a promise. It's literally a promise. I'm learning now actually to always live by rules and to live by the rules that I make for myself. And one of them is always going to be, don't attach yourself so much to potential opportunities, right? If you don't get into that school or that program, it's totally fine because there's other opportunities that are always knocking on your door. So yeah, yeah. Stay positive, stay optimistic, and it's okay to mess up because revisions are always very, very easy to make. Yeah. Another piece of advice that really, really jump-started my self-improvement journey was to stop apologizing for myself. I had this habit where anytime I wanted to ask someone something or a question, even a teacher or professor, I would start off with, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just had a question." No. This habit has to go because it almost makes us lose respect for ourselves, and we become apologetic for our own existence. Because when we apologize for no reason, we tell other people that we don't respect ourselves and that we don't respect our existence and what we say isn't important, and that's not true at all. I think when we over-apologize, we feel almost guilty for occupying space. And that leads me to my next point, which is we have to get used to owning space. So for example, in my house, the furniture in my house, it doesn't have a voice, it doesn't have legs. The space it occupies is fixed. It doesn't move at all unless we move it, right? But my cat, his name is Leo, he's really small, but somehow when he walks into any room, he grabs all of our attention, right? Because he's so cute. So in the moment that Leo does enter the room, he owns the room because all of us have his attention. He has all of our attention, right? So it's really interesting because we need to get used to owning the room. We need to get used to people listening to us when we speak. We can't be apologetic when we have a question. We can't get apologetic when we have something to say. Because as young professionals, we are learning and we are growing. And as a result of that, like, we have knowledge that people want to know and people want to hear. So we have to get used to occupying space. So get used to owning the room because it's your space. If people want to hear what you have to say, you have to get used to it. And it's so powerful to be able to own the room so confidently. Speak knowing that you have importance and what you say has importance and that people need to hear what you have to say. The more you start believing that, the more other people will too. I think when you try to fight off this imposter syndrome almost, or this underdog mentality, you fool yourself into thinking that you're not important, that everyone else in the room is important but you. And that's never the case. Once we believe we are important, other people will believe that too. And the last piece of advice that I wanted to give out is to always carry on this now or never mentality. So what I mean by that is, if you want something or desire something in this world, you have to tell yourself that I have to obtain it or take action today or never. Because if we fool ourselves into thinking that we'll start tomorrow, we'll start next week, we'll do that in a few months, we'll do that in summer break, I know I'm very guilty of doing that, it will never happen. And we only will start to see real improvement in our lives when we believe that we can start today. And no other time is any better than today. There's no time like the present. The present is so powerful and it's all we have. So it's now or never. If there's that hobby that you wanted to start, if there's a course that you wanted to take, or if there's even a habit that you wanted to start, I want to start praying 5 times a day. Well, now or never. It's today or the highway. That's it. Always start today. Always start today. I used to fool myself into thinking I can start doing that thing. I can start, doing things like yoga or meditating more, things of the sort that are healthy for me. I'll start that in the summer. I'll do that when I have more time. No matter how busy we are, there's something so powerful about making time. We can make time to do the things that we love. We can make time to do the things that we are truly, truly passionate about. I think we fool ourselves into thinking that we can start that hobby or start that activity when we have more time, because that's never the case. More often than not, we're able to start something when we are already really busy. It's kind of crazy how the less free time we have, the more we're able to do. At least this is the same case with me and my friends. We were talking about how the happiest we've ever been was when we were the most busy. When we fill our plate to the brim with activities, school, family, friends, we're the happiest we've ever been. And we're even more able to initiate spending our time wisely with doing the things that we love. I'm thinking for my next video, I want to talk about gratitude. I think that's really important. And yeah, so I'm really grateful I had the chance to make this video. Best of luck to you guys, and I really hope that this helped you in whatever it is you're trying to achieve, even if it just means being the best version of yourself outside of work and school, all that fun stuff.